things off to Synnove. So Synnove, with your brand new headset that was given to you by Why Not, let's hear your lovely voice.
Yes, Synnove.
Now I'm way over here.
Okay, I'm going to start out. Talk about Toivo. He's a Finlander from Wisconsin, and he finally gets a ticket to the Packers game, and his seat is in the nosebleed section, but that's okay. Got there. So he starts looking around with his binoculars, and he sees a guy in one of the best seats in the stadium with an empty seat beside him. And it looks like an old friend named Oli that he knew when he went to school. And this is driving Toivo nuts, so finally at halftime he goes down. He says hello to his old friend and asks Oli why he has a vacant seat in such a choice location. And Oli says, my wife Lena and I bought these seats a long time ago. But Lena passed away. And I'm really sorry to hear that, Toivo says, but why didn't you give the ticket to another relative or a friend? And Oli says, I tried to, but everybody wanted to go to her funeral instead.
Oh, that's funny.
There was a sandwich machine in a gas station, and Sven and Oli stopped in on the way home from fishing, and Sven didn't quite understand what the machine was about, and he went over to it and he paid his $1.50 and he got one sandwich, and he was surprised. He paid another $1.50 to the machine and he got another sandwich. And so finally he had a big, huge pile of sandwiches, and Oli came out of the restroom and he was wondering what Sven was doing, and he said, Sven, don't you think you should stop now? And Sven says, not now, I'm just starting to win big.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oli, he went to the appliance store and he found a bargain. He says, I want to buy this TV. And the salesman says, I'm sorry, we don't sell to Norwegians.
Ah!
So Oli, he went home and he put on a hat and a fake mustache, and he came back and he's again told the salesman, I'd like to buy this TV. And it was told, sorry, we don't sell to Norwegians.
Ah!
Darn, he recognized me, Oli thought. So he waited a few days and he put on a different disguise, and he went back and he approached the salesman again. He says, I'd like to buy the TV. Sorry, we don't sell to Norwegians. And Oli was frustrated, and he says, well, how do you know I'm a Norwegian? And the salesman said, because that's a microwave.
Oh my God.
Oli's best friend Sven snuck over to Oli's house, and when he was gone, and he started fooling around with wife Lena. And the phone rang, and Lena answered it and says, hi, Oli. Oh, okay. And she hung up, and Sven says, oh, I suppose I better get dressed and hightail it out of here. And Lena says, take your time. Oli said he was playing cards with you.
Busted.
Busted. Okay.
Oli, he was 86 years old, and he was at the doctor's for his annual checkup, and the doctor told him, Ole, you're in great shape for your age. Is there anything I can do for you? And Ole tells him, there's one thing. My sex drive is kind of high. Can you lower it for me? And the doctor, he can't believe what he's hearing. That's amazing. You're 86 years old. What do you mean your sex drive is too high? And Ole says to him, well, it's all in my head. Can you lower it a couple of feet? Ole, in this story, he's 87 years old, and he walks into Mama Hulda's house of ill repute.
Oh.
He announces, I want a woman. And Mama Hulda looked at him kind of funny and said, what for? And Ole said, this here is Mama Hulda's house of ill repute, isn't it? And you got lots of women here that are ready and willing, don't you? And Mama Hulda says, yeah, but what do you want? And Ole, sir, I want to get me some. That's why I'm here. Mama Hulda says, but you're too old. You've had it. And Ole says, oh, I'm sorry. How much do I owe you?
Oh, God.
Ole, he walked by the novelty shop the other day and decided to go inside to see what they had. And he looked around and he found some x-ray glasses. And told him that with the x-ray glasses, he would be able to see through anything in people's clothes. And it sounded too good to Ole. He bought a pair. And he left the store with his new glasses. And he walked around the street and he put them on. And sure enough, everybody he passed looked like they were naked. He took them off and they were dressed, and he put them on and they looked naked again. And he rushed home to show the new glasses to Lena. And as he walked into the house, he heard some strange noises coming from the bedroom. And he walked into the bedroom wearing the glasses, and he saw Lena and Sven lying on the bed naked. Took the glasses off, and even without the glasses, they looked naked. He says to Lena, you know, I'm going to go back to the novelty shop and get my money back. I spent $50 on these glasses and they're broke already.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great.
And I'm from a blue state, Minnesota, and whenever the capture of these comedy shows comes out, I always share on Facebook, and nobody from ever clicks like or makes any comment, and I know they read them or listen to them.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
Well, okay, so this one is just for them. First grade teacher in Minnesota is explaining to her class that she is a Republican. And she asks her students to raise their hand if they too are Republican.
All right.
And everybody in the class raises their hands except one little girl. And the teacher says, why don't you raise your hand, Mary? And, because I'm not a Republican, says Mary. Well, what are you? I'm a Democrat and proud of it, says the little girl. And the teacher can't believe her ears. My goodness, Mary, why are you a Democrat? She asks. Well, my mama and papa are Democrats, so I'm a Democrat too. Well, says the teacher in an annoyed tone, that's no reason for you to be a Democrat. You don't always have to be like your parents. What if your mama was a criminal and your papa was a criminal? What would you be then? And Mary smiled and she says, then we'd be Republicans. That's it for tonight.
Oh,
Yay, Synnove!
yay, it's a no.